Good morning and welcome to another beautiful episode of Unraveling Her with me, your host, Nikki Laris. I have not recorded an episode in like a couple months. I'd love to catch you guys up on what's been happening, but my battery says I only have 5 minutes, so I'll do what I can. But I'm currently out camping. This is my very last day, and it's currently like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to stop by this beautiful lake before I head out because this is truly like one of my favorite camping spots, and it's very nostalgic. It's very peaceful. I feel like going to places that are familiar give you the sense of peace, of expectation. You kind of just know what you're going into, and lately life has been coming with so many unexpected things. And so I thought that this would be a very good restorative solo trip for me. And it has been. I haven't gone on a solo trip in probably 3 years, ever since I met my boyfriend, because we always go camping together. And this is my first time in a very long time that I've gone out and done this on my own. I've gone camping, hiking, and just found so much peace in doing so, of adventure and not really following a plan, because these past few months have been very heavy with the death of my grandma in January and the death of my stepdad in June. And so lots of deaths all within the span of 6 months into the new year, and also trying to balance full-time work, full-time school in between all that is exhausting. And so I've been trying to find my way to anchor myself and really just reconnect with the elements. And it's been very healing, very restorative to just disconnect from the world, from my problems and my responsibilities just for the weekend, because I really needed some time alone to just reconnect. Disconnect really is what I needed to do. And when I go camping, disconnecting from the world allows me to sit in solitude and think about just who I am. Not really who I am, but camping allows me to step back from my responsibilities in my life, to just reflect, to simply be, and slow down. Because yesterday I was making a fire, or my first night I was making a fire, and I was like, damn, I don't have any fire starter. I just have my wood, my bundle of wood, and I was like, I was like trying to think. I'm like, how did I make a fire? And so it just took some relearning, and just picking up like, okay, muscle memory type things, like, okay, gathering wood, maybe cutting up some, and then, so anyways, long story short, making a fire took me a very long time the first night I was here, just because I'm like, okay, relearning how to make a fire again, because it's been, mind you, 3 years. And so it was just, it was very much a learning lesson for me. And all that to say, it was very healing to struggle in the best way, because it was very rewarding to have a nice warm fire to cook my food on and to make some s'mores. So, and that in itself is also a life lesson, that you have to endure the struggles to get your reward. And my reward was that s'more. And so I feel like I really needed this. And I hope to do more of these camping trips, because life has been feeling so heavy. So heavy. And grief teaches you that nothing really matters. And so I started to take inventory of what does matter, right? And it really boils down to the people I love. It's my family. Everything else is replaceable. And I really started to take into consideration, okay, what do I want to do with my life, and how can I balance taking care of the people that I love with also pursuing what I want to do. And I'm still learning on working on what I want to do, and I feel like experiencing loss, going through grief, really puts things into perspective, because at a point I was just trying to chase a career that makes money. Now I'm like, okay, money money will come and go. I feel like I need to prioritize just being a healthy person, and that right there I think is a chipmunk. As I get older, the more I realize that it's more important to take care of yourself. And I feel like we lose so much of ourselves trying to chase something, chase a career, chase a lifestyle, chase a person, chase an idea. We're so busy trying to chase after something that we forget to take care of ourselves, because as we're chasing these things, we lose so much of our identity and who we really are, right? And it's ironic because as you're getting older, you're trying to figure out who you are, and you are learning a lot about yourself too. But going through grief currently has taught me how heavy it is, and how I'm constantly overthinking about things, and life just becomes so complex, right? And so I had to slow down, and how I've been picking myself up these days is just returning to myself, returning to things that made me happy. And a lot of those things were reading. As a child, I was always absorbing so many different stories through reading books. And so I went to Barnes and Noble, and I went to the kids section because I'm like, I need something familiar. I need something safe. I need something. My camera died, or my card was full. So we're going to pick it up with my phone. Let's see how this works. But as I was saying, I went to the children's book section, and I read Frog and Toad. Well, I bought Frog and Toad and Little House on the Prairie. And I used to love, I still do, Halloween books because they were spooky and fun, and you just get lost into those stories. Those were my favorite. And so just returning to things that were familiar has been very restorative, very healing, because as you get older, there's so many unexpected events that happen, and coming back to places that are familiar anchors me. Just like coming back to this place. I honestly have not been back here for probably 4 years, and I miss it. It's exactly as it was when I left. That's beautiful. And just listening to the sounds of the birds in itself is very healing. I could wake up to this every single day, and I found that I wake up really early when I'm camping. It's just my circadian rhythm, being at home. You don't wake up to sunlight, you don't wake up to the birds and the trees, you wake up to your alarm in a dark room. And so I feel like if I was exposed to more of that outdoors, I definitely wake up a lot earlier. Maybe that's just an excuse, but yeah, I feel like I'm really not made for a 9 to 5, and I've been trying to figure out a way of like, how can I not work 9 to 5 and do more of whatever this is, of just indulging in nature's beauty. Because I'm thinking a few years down the line, like, where do I see myself and how, do I get there? Because I used to want to chase wealth, and of course, having a financial cushion helps, but now I'd be happy to be living on the road with a few dollars in my pocket, enough to get gas from here and there. I would be happy with that. And so lately life has been putting things in perspective. When I'm out camping, I really don't need much other than the food, water, and wood for campfire. But when you're living in the city, you feel like you need more. You need more to get by. And I feel like so much of us, including myself, has been getting lost in consumption just because of how accessible things are. And so I would honestly much rather be out here and live the simple life. This is exactly how I envision my life to be, just near a body of water, waking up to the birds, to the trees, the sun, and not have to keep up all the time. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for being here, for listening, and I hope that you take some time to restore what's been lost. I also, before I end this, I've recently been going to therapy, and we talk about grief and the people I've lost this year, and I told her how much I journal, which is what helps. And she gave me a journal prompt to talk about not necessarily things that are tangible that I've lost, not the people I've lost, but what else have I lost along the way. And that really made me think, because I've lost like a couple things. One being my culture growing up, and arriving in the States at the age of 6, absorbing everything I've lost, my language, my culture. I've also lost the sense of play of when I was younger. I used to always be so playful and adventurous and dress up literally all the time just to go to the grocery store. When I got my license, I would dress up all the time, and now I feel like I'm always in work clothes, and that's okay, but I feel like I've lost the sense of play, the sense of spontaneity rather. And so all of those I'm recognizing, and I'm trying to return back to myself. Those are the things I have lost along the way, and I am grieving because I feel like a lot of us are grieving that and not even knowing it, because we're stuck in this cycle, we're stuck in this loop of working and balancing life, and we forget who we truly are. Our inner child, things that made us happy. For me, going to the library, dressing up, going on new adventures, hiking, just getting away, those are the things that made me happy. And I would love to return to that. I always say, if I have more time, I'll do it. But it's how you integrate it within your day, too. And I'm not perfect. I also am struggling to do so. I'm trying to find a way to integrate this within my day, and just see that. That's a big fish. Anyways, trying to find ways to integrate that throughout my day, and it's been hard because when I'm done working, I come home, I'm usually eating out, which is a bad habit, and then as of lately, and then I go straight into my assignments and lectures. So I've been trying to find some type of balance, because getting away, this is my first time getting away on my own, like this year, like I haven't been able to, and it's August, it's almost the end of the year, and so I feel like I shouldn't come to this point where, you know, I can only take time off for myself a couple times, you know, a few months in the year. So I'm trying to do this more often. But again, thank you so much for listening. And like I said, I hope you return to the things that are familiar. Return to the things that made you happy as a child, whether it be making mud pies, playing with games that you used to love. And honestly, speaking of games, I know I should probably end this, but I was like an OG iPad kid, and I used to play Heyday and Minecraft all the time. And so I downloaded maybe like a month ago Minecraft, and I play with my little sister sometimes. Now, me saying that sounds so funny because I really don't play games or even have a TV in my apartment, and so it's so funny. But anyways, I've only played with her once, and yeah, I only play when I have time, because when I'm like rendering things on Revit or any other software, it's like so annoying, it's so frustrating, it's a lot of troubleshooting at this point, and it's just so complex. Software in itself is so complex, and so when I go to Minecraft, it's like kind of like an ease. It's like familiar-ish. There's a lot of new updates, but yeah, I return to the things that are simple, familiar, and easy, because as you get older, life just gets so fucking complicated. It's overwhelming. But all that to say, finally, thank you. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. As you learn about me returning to myself, I hope that you do too. Salamat.